Naam, hii ni Waitres Media, nyumbani mwa burudani, ambapo tunakupa habari za hivi punde zinazochipuka na za kuelimisha. Endelea kutegea Waitres Media kwenye mitandao ya kijamii kwenye Facebook, Twitter na Instagram @Waitres Media. Waitres Media, bringing moment into life. Kutoka vijijini hadi mijini, habari za siasa, elimu na vilevile biashara na michezo. Ungana na wanahabari wabobefu wa Waitres Media kupokea taarifa hizi na zingine nyingi kwenye mitandao ya kijamii kwenye Facebook, Twitter na Instagram @Waitres Media. Waitres Media, bringing moment into life.
Hello and good morning. Welcome again here in Waitres Media. My name is Duncan Elijah, and today we are going to have an insightful interview lined up for you. We are honored to have one of the distinguished journalists here in Maasai Mara University join us as we get to bring all the perspectives on board. Waitres Media. Good morning.
Morning to you.
Are you good?
I'm good.
Welcome to this part of interview.
Thank you so much.
So, can you briefly introduce yourself and maybe mention one or two about your academic background?
First of all, thank you for hosting me here. My name is Alex Waitres, a born-again Christian, and I am an upcoming journalist in Maasai Mara University. I am currently in third year, pursuing a Bachelor's of Communication and Journalism, whereby I'm so much passionate about media things and also journalism. I usually do a lot of activities in Maasai Mara. I do news anchoring, news reporting, and also I like doing investigative journalism, and also graphic design and many more other things that we're going to do. I'm about to see in this interview.
Okay, thank you. Very important for that brief introduction about yourself. So, Waitres Media is your brand, right?
Yeah, it is my brand.
What inspired you to start Waitres Media?
Back in 2022, while I was a first year, I was so passionate to come up with my own media house and my brand. So I was looking for a name that I can give my brand. First of all, I gave my brand Jambo TV, but later on I came to change after discovering that Jambo TV is a brand for somebody else. So now I came and came up with the name Waitres Media from the word Waitres. So Waitres Media comes from the word Waitres.
So Waitres is your name?
Waitres is my name.
Yeah.
But it is my surname.
Oh, that's a great creativity.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, you have said in your introduction you do something to do with investigative journalism. How did you develop skills in journalism, investigative reporting itself, and graphic design?
One thing, what also inspired me to major in investigative journalism is because I saw a lot of dark things happening in the society, and I wanted to uncover the untold truth, to uncover the dark secrets which go on around the society and everywhere in this country maybe. So what made me the skills that I have for investigative journalism, it is through self-mentorship, and also I have some mentors. For instance, Waiga Maura is a story he did and it inspired me so much, the Mara Heist. So I can say it is through self-mentorship and also having role models from other investigative journalists. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Very important for highlighting those great parts. So you see, in each and everything that you do, there must be challenges.
Exactly.
What are some of the challenges that you have faced in your whole journey as Waitres Media brand, and how did you manage to encounter them?
There are a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
But the main challenge is I can say a lack of equipments and also lack of funds to buy those gadgets that I can use or which I use in my productions. So lack of funds and lack of equipment is the main challenges I'm facing currently. And also maybe a challenge is like when you are convincing people to support you, that to subscribe or follow you, they tend to be ignorant because they see you as just a young journalist who is upcoming. So those are just some of the challenges that I do face. Yeah.
Okay, you have talked about ignorance.
Yeah.
How do you cope up with ignorance throughout your activities as Waitres Media?
One thing, I'm a strong believer of not giving up. So even if someone ignores me today, tomorrow, and also the day after tomorrow, I don't give up. I keep pushing because I know at the end of the tunnel there's light. Yeah.
Great, that is wonderful. Again, Waitres Media, as we wrap up the first session of our interview, that is introduction and your background. How has Waitres Media grown since the time you incepted it here in Maasai Mara University?
It has grown to a point it has been recognized by most of the students here in Maasai Mara University because at the moment I came up with the brand, I was so much diligent, and still I'm diligent enough to make sure that my brand is known within the university through covering untold stories and the popular stories around Maasai Mara. I do cover them, which make me or make my brand to be recognized and known.
Can you highlight one story or two that you covered within the university of people's interest, and maybe most of the students appreciated you for the work that you did?
There's a story I covered that is back in last year, February. It was last year, April date 23. It is a story that went viral, just even beyond Maasai Mara University. It was about the two students we lost just down there in the river. It is a story I just covered immediately after I got the news. But within a day, within hours, it had reached about 100K views. So everybody in the Maasai Mara knew about it, and even it went beyond. And also another story that was about the last year's student harvest. It almost gave me around almost 923K views on different social media platforms. So those are the top stories that I've covered just within Maasai Mara.
Does it mean that 923,000 views is the greatest viewership that you have ever had in Waitres Media?
No, there is a video. It went viral. It gave me around 1.2 million views. That is in TikTok. Yeah, so that is the highest I've ever reached.
Okay, let me just ask you this one. How do you manage to deal with 8 comments in the comment section? You see, there must be those people who maybe they are mocking you and such like. How do you manage to deal with 8 comments in the comment section?
First of all, I believe not everybody will love me. I know that. So in this journey of journalism and media, as a media practitioner, I know not everyone will be impressed by my work. Like for instance, last year, around January 3rd, there's an interview I was doing with Kangwana, Charles Kangwana. Then I told Charles that my mentor is Waiga Maura. So in the comment section, there came this lady who mocked me terribly and telling me, you are English very poor, you cannot be like Waiga Maura, and a lot of nonsense, a lot of dirty words. But through that, I came to realize I will never please everybody. So even if someone mocks me, I don't care. Just say what you say. Life has to move on.
Definitely. Keep pushing and it will pay off. So welcome again to our second session, and we are going to deal with investigative stories and news reporting, which I know is a thing that you are very much familiar with. Okay, what type of investigative stories does Waitres Media focus on?
I focus on stories that interest the public and more so the comrades of Maasai Mara University. For example, there's a story I was uncovering about mismanagement of funds, because we know previously we had some issues with the modern library.
Yeah, the building of the modern library, that is.
And also I do deal with things to do with campus safety, and also academic policies, such things which affect comrades of Maasai Mara University at large.
So does that mean, you see, you have based on Maasai Mara University? Does it mean that you can't cover stories outside Maasai Mara University?
No, it does not mean that, but I have prioritized in Maasai Mara University because I want, or my goal is to uncover the truth and also promote a positive change in Maasai Mara University. Because I believe that God brought me to Maasai Mara with a reason and a goal to achieve. But I also focus with the stories across the country and any place, even outside the country.
Okay, you see, in journalism and investigative reporting, there must be a way you use to verify information and fact checking. So what do you how do you deal with verification of information and ensuring that your information is not biased, it's strictly objective?
One thing I do, or we do as Waitres Media, it is a fact, we do a fact cross-checking.
Yeah.
And also we do interviews, because I don't publish any or release any content without maybe fact and cross-checking, and also doing interviews and also reviewing documents which give me the accurate information.
That is good. Okay, you see, in investigative reporting, this is a very critical part in journalism. So in your reporting whole in the course of your whole work as Waitres Media, have you ever faced challenges or threats while working on an investigative piece of story?
I face a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
Like during the student harvest, that is last year, around February there. This I know this is confidential, but I have to say it.
Yeah.
It's a time I was approached by one of the senior leaders of Maasai Mara University.
Management, the school.
Exactly, school administration.
Okay.
And I was told the news that I'm doing inciting students, and so I was told not to broadcast any news relating to politics of Maasai Mara University. So that is among the challenges that I do face, like some threats. You are told when you do this, this will happen, and such things.
Okay, so someone faced you.
They just texted me through WhatsApp.
Texted you through WhatsApp and told you should not be doing, you should not do this again at Maasai Mara University. Okay, did you stop broadcasting the news, or you just continued? Because you see, as a journalist, you should not have fear. Something that I believe. Did you stop broadcasting, or you just go ahead broadcasting the news items that you had?
First of all, the slogan of my brand is voicing the
voice of the voiceless.
Voice of the voiceless, exactly.
Okay.
So when I was told that, because I knew I'm doing what is right, even before the eyes of God, I said I will not give up or be limited. What is there? I kept pushing. I kept doing the stories and hearing them, because I knew I was not inciting anybody. I was just doing what is right. I was not leaning on one side or what. I was just doing my job as a journalist. So I did not stop.
That's good. Okay. In news reporting, there is something we call as conflict of interest. And you see, in journalism, you must be in a position to balance conflict of interest and objectivity. How do you manage to deal with this one?
What is there? I make sure there is a lot of transparency in what I'm reporting, or what we are reporting as Waitres Media. So for me to deal with the conflict of interest, I make there is a lot of transparency, accountability, and truth is what guides us.
Let's come to this context. An example. You are tasked to cover a certain story. Let's say about politics. The last politics that happened here in the university, we had VOCA and we had CDF, right? So you are tasked to produce, to cover a new story about the whole thing in Maasai Mara University, that is the political thing. And we have VOCA and CDF. And let's say in your blood, VOCA is in your blood. Okay.
Yeah.
But CDF is in your mind. So you see, you must be in a position to produce an unbiased story. Okay.
Yeah.
In this context, how do you deal with that?
One thing, as journalist or media practitioner, we must always be neutral, despite what. Like on the previous election, I was a strong supporter of VOCA coalition.
Okay.
And being a strong supporter of VOCA, I did not major mostly on airing political news because I knew to some point they can affect me and be be biased either to one team. So I ensured that I was not airing any news about politics. I just covered other stories apart from politics. But last year, because I was not a supporter of any coalition, I was very neutral. Every news I cover about either of the coalitions, I was very neutral. And that is what a journalist should be doing.
Okay. Thank you for that. And I believe it will help maybe another journalist who will view this one, or maybe an aspiring journalist in the near future. Okay, let's go to another session. How to prepare news for live reporting. So how do you prepare for live news reporting or hungering in your Waitres Media brand?
First of all, you can never anchor or report news which you don't have. So first of all, I do what we call a research topic, or I do a thorough research about the news I want to anchor. Then after that, I understand the key points on that research, and then I practice delivery, whereby I prepare possible questions or unexpected developments which I can use maybe to prepare that news. So I begin by research, understanding the key points. Then now I come and write a script for that news.
Okay, what are some of the search engines that you use for your news, to source for news items?
There are a lot of them, but because I'm not that much professional, I do get my news from either Tuko, from the Standard Media, even or Nation, just from different sources of news is where I get my information from.
Thank you for that. There is something in journalism we call audience engagement. So how do you ensure you keep your audience engaged while reporting your news?
While reporting my news, I usually pose maybe something like a question, whereby like a rhetorical questions.
Okay.
So that will make my audience be engaged. And also when I post my news or a problem on different social media platforms, I have opened a comment section whereby my audience they can reply and also maybe give their views and suggestions to me and know where maybe to rectify, where to improve or where to work on. Yeah.
There is this context. You find some social media accounts, someone has uploaded a video or such like, and now they go ahead blocking the comment section. What can you say about that?
One thing, it means that they don't want the audience to comment about their content or their news, maybe, for instance. When you block the comment section, it maybe there's something you're fearing. Either the audience are from speaking ill against you or just speaking ill against your content. So what I can tell such content creators, it is not wise to do that. Just allow your views or your audience to say what they think about you, about your content. Yeah.
Again, Waitres Media is your brand.
Exactly.
We agreed that at the start of the and something that you are passionate with. Are you the CEO of Waitres Media?
Yeah, I am the CEO.
You are the CEO.
Exactly.
Like approximately how many members are there in your Waitres Media brand?
Specifically,
like working members which you can co-work with as journalists, reporters, graphic designers, and such like, maybe editors and those things.
What is there? I don't have much of them. I just have several, but they are not permanent for Waitres Media because they also have their own brands. So when they come, Waitres Media, they just assist me in doing 1, 2, or 3 things. But majorly, or mostly, I'm the one who do almost everything about Waitres Media, about editing, video shooting, everything. Mostly, I'm the one who do that. Yeah.
When recruiting members or when appointing someone to come and do some task at Waitres Media, what do you consider?
I consider a lot. One of them, it is discipline. You must be a very disciplined person, because I will not allow you to engage with my audience and be just a person of indiscipline cases or such things. Because I believe when you come in Waitres Media, you must be like a role model. Someone also there must see you and say, I have to be like that person. So I consider discipline majorly, and also your competence. Although most of the people who came in Waitres Media, they are not that much competent, because it is a training ground also for them to learn. Yeah.
Okay, you can invite someone to maybe report or anger news at your brand. And then at the end of it all, you realize that he or she was not that competent to produce that high quality content that you was in need of. Okay? Do you chase the person away or you just incorporate the person and guide him on how to produce, maybe on how to be better in the near future, or you just assume them and let them go on their way?
One thing, Waitres Media, I believe it is a brand that will help many journalists to grow. So when I get such a case, I don't throw them away. Instead, I tell them this is what we do. I try to train them and mentor them so that they can be the best of the best. So I don't just ignore them. No, I believe Waitres Media is a platform for making young journalists grow and be all they want to be.
Okay, that's very powerful of you. So Waitres Media, we are going to have a very short break, and then we shall get back to finalize our interview. Let's keep in touch, our viewer, as we get back to the next section of our interview with Waitres Media, and we interact with Waitres Media and get to know more about him and his brand. Thank you.
Naam, hii ni Samtech Media, nyumbani mwa burudani, ambapo tunakupa habari za hivi punde zinazochipuka na za kuelimisha. Endelea kutegea Samtech Media kwenye mitandao ya kijamii kwenye Facebook, Twitter na Instagram @Samtech Media. Samtech Media, bringing moment into life, kutoka vijijini hadi mijini, habari za siasa, elimu na vilevile biashara na michezo. Ungana na wanahabari wabobefu wa Samtech Media kupokea taarifa hizi na zingine nyingi kwenye mitandao ya kijamii kwenye Facebook, Twitter na Instagram @Samtech Media. Samtech Media, bringing moment into life.
Okay, again we are here after a very short break. Waitres Media is here again, very ready to continue with the conversation and to continue highlighting some great parts of his media brand. So we are delighted again to have you and Waitres Media. Welcome again.
Thank you.
You see, here in Samtech Media, we appreciate each and every bit of our people bring on board.
Yeah.
And the insights that you have shared from the start of this interview to this far, they are beyond mere underration. And that's why we value you here and we value our listener and our viewer.
Yeah.
So Waitres Media, as we start this session, our second session of the interview, at the start, we talked about background. So I want you again to come to this context and give us your background. You talked about academic background.
Yeah.
But now we want to know Waitres Media. Maybe he's from a very empowered family, empowered village. You see? Yeah, so we want to know where Waitres Media has come from and who is Waitres Media at large and what has Waitres Media done and what you do for a living. You see, you are very smart, smart gentleman, and that suit, I believe it's from Dubai. So can you take this chance to give us that
Okay. Waitres
explanation?
Media came from Machakos County, in Kadhiani sub-county, Mitabone location, in Dino sub-location, and in a village called Utumoni. So I'm just, I come from a very local village, indeed. So I began my journey ya shule or my journey of academics that back in 2007 when I joined class 1 in Kwamunda Primary School. And in 2016, I completed my my primary education. Then I just went to a nearby high school, day school, called Athino High School. It's a very local high school.
Yeah.
It's whereby I journeyed my secondary academics, education, from 2017 to 2021. It was, and in 2021 when I did my KCSE, I was the first student. I topped, but the grade that I got was not favorable. I had a C constant of 43 points. So because I had a dream of becoming a lawyer in future,
Okay.
I felt that that grade cannot make me the person I want to be. So I decided to go back again and repeat. So I repeated, but in a different school, in Mwindi Mbingu Boys High School. Just, it's not far from home. So this is where I repeated. Then I finished at 2022 April. And got my B minus. So with that, that is my academic journey. That is primary and high school. So now from there is now when I joined Maasai Mara University. But back in those days when I was growing up in primary, my journey was not smooth. It was a tough one. I come from a very poor background. At times I could go to school without eating nothing. We could spend 3 days without taking nothing because the poverty was very, very stiff, if I can say. So I faced a lot of challenges. Nimefukuzwa shule, nimetumwa karo nikakaa even a month nyumbani. All those challenges I've gone through them. But up to this far, I say it is God, and I don't take it for granted. It is through God. Yeah.
Okay, Waitres Media, how was you have explained about your background, and what I can tell you, it's just all about life. There is no permanent situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, so what we know, we shall get there. Okay, you have talked about your background, right? How was your background transformed since you left high school to this moment?
I can say it has transformed greatly, and all it is because of God, if I can say. It is not because of our strength or what, but it's because of God. So I can say it has transformed a lot because ever since I came to campus, God has been opening doors. And also while I was almost finishing my Form 4, it's now when God started opening doors of success, and I could see some revival in my family. And I can say it has transformed a lot.
That's good. And what I'm very much passionate about you and happy about you is the fact that you keep on mentioning God. That means you are a good servant of Christ.
I'm born again.
It is never in vain. It is never in vain.
Yeah, yeah.
It shall pay off one day. So how has Maasai Mara University transformed you, Waiter? And how has it impacted you?
Maasai Mara has impacted me a lot. It has changed me because the things that I do is the things that I've been taught in class, then I apply them practically. So Maasai Mara, it has put me with a lot of knowledge, wisdom, and it has mentored me. Also through my lecturers. There are a lot of lecturers who have mentored me. They have influenced me a lot. I can say it has impacted me to who I am. Yeah.
That's good, Waiter. Let's get to session. That is section 4. That is interviews and content creation. I know you are a content creator and you do host interviews at your brand. So how do you select guests for your interview?
One thing, Waitres Media does not select guests or if I can say in Swahili they say kubagua. Waitres Media haibagui watu. Whoever I come across and wants to do an interview with me and they will give me the relevant information I want, I can interview them. I don't bagua and say oh, huyu hafai kuwa kwa Waitres Media, huyu ako hivi na hivi. As long as you have the information that I want and the relevant information, Waitres Media will interview you. Will give you the platform to speak with the audience and share what you have to share.
Okay, you see, in interviews, there are some of those people who you can invite for an interview. You want some information from them, but then they turn out to be violent. Maybe they have you get to ask them something
Some questions, yeah.
some questions which they are contrast to their expectations, which does not align to what they were expecting you to ask, and then they turn out to be violent.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
One thing, because it is my role as a journalist to make sure the truth has been portrayed. In such cases, when someone I try to ask them either some questions and they react violently, I just remain calm, but I make sure the information that I want the audience to have, I still source it, no matter what. So whether they be violent, I just remain calm. I don't overreact the way they are doing. I just remain calm and also apply the ethics of journalism.
Okay, you have talked about journalistic ethics and such like. Have you ever encountered maybe someone who you've invited for an interview and then he or she turns out to be violent to you? Have you ever encountered such a thing?
Last year, last year but one before the graduation, it happened that I wanted to interview the current president of that time of Maasai University, and he was so, I can say, ignorant and somehow rude to a point he avoided me, and I think he was very harsh on me. But I did not force it. I just said it's okay if you are not okay with that. But it was very harsh. But I just coped up with the situation and I had to move on. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, let's go on. What strategies you as Waitres Media do you use to make your interviews engaging to your audience?
The strategies that I use are, I make sure in my interviews, I allow my interviewees to have much time, and also the audience who are watching, I ensure I engage them through rhetoric questions, through also some questions and also some points to clarify, so that make me engage them fully in what I'm doing.
Okay, that's good, Waitres Media. Okay, you see, in journalism and when conducting interviews, you should be in a position to make sure you remain unbiased and informative. How do you ensure your interviews are unbiased and informative at the same time?
The issue of biasness is something that affects most of the media practitioners. But as a young and upcoming journalist, to overcome this is a challenge. As I began by saying, I ensure that my interviews are based on truth. I don't bring someone on board to have an interview with, and what they are saying is not factual. I make sure any information that is being released by Waitres Media is very factual and based on truth to avoid biasness. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, you know, you must have a testimony in things to do with interviews and content creation at the same time. So what advice would you give to someone looking to improve their interviewing skills?
First of all, for you to be a competent interviewer, you must be well knowledgeable about the particular topic that we're going to interview someone about it. You must be very much aware of it. So what I can tell them, just make sure you read broadly. Just don't be that person who does not read the articles or information. For example, if you want to interview someone about politics, you must be well informed about politics in Kenya and also from other countries, so that you can do comparison and all those things. Yeah. So be well informed.
So your advice to them is they should be well informed about the topic that they are going to interview,
Exactly.
the person they have invited about.
Yeah.
Waitres Media, you see, in most of the times, you can invite someone for an interview, and then they fail to turn up. And maybe in your normal schedule, you had scheduled, and your audience is ready for the interview to hear maybe from a good political figure in the country, or maybe the vice chancellor of the institution. They are very much ready, and then the person fails to turn up. In such a case, what do you do?
In everything that you do, you must have a plan B and also a plan C. As long as you have a plan A, you must have a plan B. So that in case plan A fails, you have an alternative. For example, there's a time I wanted to interview our local member of parliament, Honorable Robert Mbowe.
Okay.
But what happened? That morning he called me and told me, you know what, Alex, I won't be available. I've been called in the state house and they have to, such things. But because I knew the guy maybe might change mind, I'd also spoken with his PA. So the PA was to be available. So I spoke with the PA and I got the relevant information that I wanted.
Okay, that's good. Waitres Media. You've said you should have plan. So long as you have plan A, you must have plan B and C.
Yeah.
In this case, okay, you have talked about talking with the PA and such like.
Yeah.
That means that was your plan B.
Because I knew.
Assuming plan B failed, what was the plan C?
I could have lacked something to do. I mean, something I could use to solve it.
It's not a matter about you could lack.
Okay, things do happen, and so you find plan A and B fails at the same time.
Yeah.
Maybe I could have gone and approached either their secretary or even just someone who is working in his office.
What if the secretary tends to be uncooperative? You see, there are those uncooperative news sources. What if the secretary tends to be uncooperative?
I should be ready for anything. As a journalist, you must be ready for anything, either for failure or for success. So in case it goes to such extent, I could know like it was not purposed to happen
that day.
Exactly.
And that is a failure.
I have left now to talk to my audience,
okay,
and inform them what has happened, and I'm sure they could have understood.
Okay, that's good. Waitres Media. You are a graphic designer. Where did you develop the passion of graphic design?
My brother, my elder brother, is very much talented on graphic things to do. Things, and currently he's studying a diploma in graphic designs and such stuffs. So I used to see him designing very beautiful things, very beautiful logos, all those things. And me, because I am a journalist, I decided also it is good I learned graphic design, and I began just from nowhere. I just began by practicing, by teaching myself. No one taught me about graphic design, so I just began by teaching myself, just practicing, and now here I am. It just started by just a step, and just practicing, and I found myself nowhere.
Who designed your Waitres Media logo?
It is I myself. It was my first design because I was just trying. It was just trial and error. That is back in first year. It is when I designed the logo and came up with it.
Are you very much like? Are you good to go with the logo, or in future you have plans to change the logo?
Yeah, nothing is permanent, and I can't say maybe in future I will change or I won't change. Every plan lays in the hands of God. So I don't know if God will give me something else that will make me to change it. I will change it. But currently, I'm focused on Waitres Media.
You see, when you are doing graphic designing, you must be in a position to relay some information through graphics. And in your logo, does your logo relay some information to the public, or it's just something which is just there to give you identity?
Or my logo, there's something that to communicate to the public directly, because the slogan on my logo it is voicing the voiceless, and I gave it that slogan because I saw in the current society a lot of people, they don't have a voice, and I believe that voice for those voiceless people, like the minor, like the women, like those people who are being oppressed in the society. I believe I am the voice of them. Yeah.
That's great. What role does graphic design play in Waitres Media?
It does a lot of things, but one thing, or the main thing that it does, it is beautifying Waitres Media, if I can say.
Okay.
And also, it makes our Waitres Media being known to different places, because when someone saws a logo of Waitres Media and how unique it is, how attracting it is, they desire to know more about it.
Okay, you see, Waitres Media, in each and every profession, in each and every work, there must be tools of work. What tools and equipments do you use for your media production, and how has it been easy for you to manipulate the tools?
Okay, for my start, I just began with my phone only. I could do the video recording with just my phone. I could do the editing with just my phone, and everything about Waitres Media in those days, I used to do with my phone. But now it came to a point where I just purchased a lapel mic, wireless, not wireless, it was a wired lapel mic. And that is what has been used for me to record quality audio. And currently now I'm using wireless mics and also a laptop and a good phone to do my production and everything.
Okay, Waitres Media, thank you for all the responses that you have given to me. Let's come to the last part and not the least one. What plans do you have for your Waitres Media brand?
One thing, what I'm aiming and planning is to ensure that in future I open my own media house. Yeah.
Okay, Waitres Media. You know, in each and everything that you are doing, and in each and every journey, you must have those people who have been on the tail end, who have backed you up in each and every activity that you undertake in Waitres Media. Maybe do you? I give you this moment to give them some shout outs and maybe applaud them for what they have done for you so far.
I have a lot of people, but majorly I can say I'm here because of one teacher. It came to a point that while I was growing up and studying in primary, I had an issues of kukata shule. I had those issues a lot. So it came to a point when I was in class 8, the school administration rejected me and told my parents, can you take your son away? We are tired of him. But this one teacher is called Mr. Kimilo. He took me and told my parents, I was with my mom that day. And I told my mom, don't cry anymore. I'm going to help you and help your son. So that teacher is the one who made me to be where I am today. Second is my pastor. That man is called Reverend Onesimus Kineu. He never gave up on me. Despite going through a lot of things, despite what, being rejected by my family, he stood with me in everything that I was going through. Then that is my mom and also my dad. Despite napitia a lot of things, they never gave up on me. But it came to a point my dad gave up on me. But later I came to realize like, I should never give up on my son. So those are the key people who have held me up to this point.
What of in the field of journalism?
In the field of journalism, there's a teacher I met in Mundimbengo Boys. She was called Madam Modoka. She was a Kiswahili teacher. So I used to read set books very eloquently and fluently. And she used to encourage me and tell me, Alex, you know what? You can be a good journalist. Can you go for it? And indeed, she's among the key people who inspired me to do media and to do journalism. And also Waiga Maura, that great journalist in BBC, is one of my great role models. Yeah.
Thank you again for that. Waitres Media, you see, we have our viewers outside there.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two I need of knowing your social media handles so that I may connect with you. I give you this moment to say a word to our viewers and provide them with your social media handles where they can get you and get your content.
To my viewers, first of all, let me thank you for being supportive. All my audience in Maasai Mara, in every place you get my content from. I take this chance to say thank you and continue supporting me. And you can always get me at hashtag Waitres Media. In YouTube, you can get me at WM-Waitres Media. TikTok, IG, Twitter, Waitres Media. Also in Facebook, you can get me through Alex Waiter. And may God bless you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Waitres Media, for this great session that we have had. And once again, I applaud you for what you have provided unto us. I know that someone there has learned from you, and someone there has gained some great insights from you.
Yeah.
Thank you again and again. And to our viewers here in Samtech Media, I've been your host, Duncan Elijah, a student journalist here at Maasai Mara University. And maybe you want to connect with me at a personal level apart from our main brand, Samtech. You can get me at TikTok at danmedia69. YouTube, it's Elijah Mololo. TikTok, that is X, Instagram, and all other social media platforms. You can get me at danmedia69. Thank you for connecting with us today. We are very much pleased to have you, our viewer, as well as our listener. Get in touch with us throughout the rest of our session here at Samtech Media. Follow us in all our social media platforms at Samtech Media, and we shall connect with you.
Samtech Media is a very upcoming and a great journalist in Maasai Mara. So it is my plea. Let's support him. He's doing a great job motivating young journalists like me. So whenever you come across anything to do with Samtech Media, I plea you, can you support him? Give him a subscription, follow him, and comment, like, and do everything that you can make him prosper. See you when you see me. Thank you.
And to our viewers and our listeners, remember to aspire before you expire. Samtech Media, the leading media brand.
Naam, hii ni Samtech Media, nyumbani mwa burudani, ambapo tunakupa habari za hivi punde zinazochipuka na za kuelimisha. Endelea kutegea Samtech Media kwenye mitandao ya kijamii kwenye Facebook, Twitter na Instagram @Samtech Media. Samtech Media, bringing moment into life. Kutoka vijijini hadi mijini, habari za siasa, elimu na vilevile biashara na michezo. Ungana na wanahabari wabobefu wa Samtech Media kupokea taarifa hizi na zingine nyingi kwenye mitandao ya kijamii kwenye Facebook, Twitter na Instagram @Samtech Media. Samtech Media, bringing moment into life.